Okay, this week we're going to be talking about the Violator of the Week, another group that we caught breaking the law. And this cast of characters includes a local tribe and a Democrat Party group. Wait until you see what they did. Thank you for watching. My name is Glenn Morgan, and this is We the Governed. And as always, I try to get these in when I can, and we're going to be talking about the Violator of the Week. And believe me, this doesn't mean that we only have one this week. There's always multiple people who are breaking the laws, and we're catching quite a few of them wherever we look around the state, but this is the one that I'm going to kind of feature for this week. As I've mentioned before, regular viewers of this channel know that one of my hobbies is exposing PACs and judges and politicians who break the law. So today we're going to be talking about a really interesting one. And when I say breaking the law, I'm really referring to the Public Disclosure Commission and just the laws regarding campaign finance transparency and financial disclosure rules around political candidates and parties. If you want to learn more about how that information is supposed to be reported, go to pdc.wa.gov. It's a great website, good resource for activists and for anybody who just wants to know who's funding these political campaigns, these politicians, PACs, and other groups. It's an amazing website. It's a lot of information there, and you can really learn a lot, and that's mainly what I use to find out what's going on. So today's violation, we have to go up all the way into the northwest of Washington, right up on the Canadian border in Whatcom County, place I used to live for a while. It's a beautiful area, and what we found happening up there involved the Whatcom County Democrats. And you got a group up there that's been organized, and they're not, it's not unusual for them to break the law, but this was another time, and one recent, that I caught them, and they just received a formal warning notice from the Public Disclosure Commission just a couple days ago that clearly identified that they broke the law, and this formal warning notice is a sanction leveled right before, if to go up a little bit higher, they would have to get a fine. So they just received this, and what happened is, to understand the entire case, you can go, and I've linked down below to the actual enforcement page where it discusses this case, the campaign finance laws at the Public Disclosure Commission, and you can see that they broke the law mainly focused around receiving collecting, accepting, and receiving overlimit contributions from the Lummi Tribe. Is essentially what happened. And the Lummi Tribe is interesting because it's the dominant tribe in Wacom County out on the coast. The Nooksack is there as well, and there's if you live in Washington, you know we have about 19 tribes around the state, and this is the biggest one in Wacom County, and very politically active. So they've decided to engage heavily in the political process, and if they're going to give hard money to the local Democrat Party, they are limited under state law to give only $5,500. But 2 years in a row, they gave much larger sums than that: $10,000 one year, $25,000 another, and I caught them, filed the complaint, and sure enough, now that they had to go back and scramble to adjust and fix their issues, at least at the Whatcom County Democrats. However, it raises a bigger issue because also featured the Lummi Tribe has been involved in some political scandals lately, and they're currently under federal investigation in regards to vote fraud activities on their reservation. And helpfully, this isn't just a rumor. They decided to film their illegal activity and broadcast it to the whole world, so you could see them actively giving cash rewards for people who voted on the reservation for Democrat candidates. And this was blatant. This was very open. Clearly, nothing to, I mean, they were very, very obvious about it. They did try to delete these videos later, but I'll link to them down below. You can see them on the Wayback Machine, and you can see what was actually going on up there. This was originally reported in the Fourth Corner News, which is an independent local blog site in Whatcom County. I like to reference these sites when I find them because they're doing a good job reporting on information that, of course, the traditional news will always hide and conceal from you. So it's good to find some local citizens willing to report on this, and the Fourth Corner just did a great job kind of exposing some of these stories and what really happened here. And it's really a mess when you look at, so it's not just this campaign finance violation that I caught with the Whatcom County Democrats, this vote fraud problem on the Lummi Reservation, and just the blatant disregard for both federal and state law was pretty dramatic. And it was, it's hard to find a more obvious case of these types of violations anywhere in the state. But let's talk about it more specifically. Specifically, the tribe decided to violate U.S. Code 597, which is expenditures to influence voting. That's the federal law, and it is illegal for you to pay people to go and vote. Blatantly illegal. There's no doubt. It's been illegal since for a long, long time. And essentially, this came out of the Tammany Hall, New York sort of scene when they used to pay people to vote back in the 1800s and into the early 1900s. A lot of pay to vote schemes were made public and were exposed, and so this is a law that was really made to counter that. At the state level, Washington State has a law, RCW 29A84-620, which is hindering or bribing a voter. In this case, what they were doing was bribing voters to vote for Democrats in Whatcom County, giving them gift cards, giving them entering them into lotteries, giving them all kinds of gifts and cash prizes if they went and voted for Democrats. And of course, at the same time, there was RCW 29A84-640, which is the solicitation of a bribe by a voter. So these were basically the three laws. They probably broke some more, but this is just the minimum level of legal violations that occurred in the Lummi Tribe in close coordination with the Wacom County Democrats and the Democratic Party. So this is currently being investigated by the feds. I don't have a lot of confidence that the feds will actually do anything about it. They usually, as long as the Democrats are breaking the law, they usually let them get away with it. But at least it's worth noting that that's what happened, and this recent formal notice from the Public Disclosure Commission to the Whatcom County Democrats is just kind of a good way to bring this up again and discuss it, because in the context of all this drama and illegal activity up in Whatcom County, all this stuff was kind of going on at the same time. So it's just worth knowing about it. And we'll see what happens. The slow federal investigation into the Lummi Tribe vote fraud efforts, we'll just have to see how that progresses. And in the meantime, the Whatcom County Democrats are probably just going to continue to do the same thing as they've always done, since they're usually not held accountable for breaking the law. But nevertheless, we exposed it. I think this merits being discussed as the Violator of the Week. If you want to learn more, please go to my website or go to the link down below. I've linked up some of these cases and some background articles and some Wayback Machine links to some of the videos there, and you might find some of that pretty interesting. And just remember, we have to be engaged, we have to be involved. The only way you make a difference is if you get involved, get engaged, and show up to make an impact, because the future belongs to those who show up.